Hello, Irish wild camper out today in Northumberland. Gonna do a wild camp at Easter Tor. Done this one before, but in different weather and from a different angle. So today we're parked up near Wooler. Same route that we did when we did Tom Talon's Crags back in the summer, but we're just going to go a bit further on past Tom Talon's Crags. So it's the 4th of January, it's absolutely freezing, and this is probably going to be the coldest camp I've ever done. So I'm out with Steve, below average wild camper. Alright. Say hello. And Dave, over the hill wild camper, is just in front of us here. It's about a 5-mile walk, might take about 2.5 hours. We've got a few new bits of gear to try out, including a new tent, so we'll show you that later. And I'll show you the route. So we drove up from sort of South Shields, Sunderland area. Loads of snow there at the minute. But none here. Actually, I was quite surprised. So this is the St.Cuhtberts Way, this section of walk. And last time I did Easter Tor was with me dad, but it was back in like April, May time. And we did it from Hethpool car park in the College Valley, so that was, yeah, as I said, from a different route. So we were at the car getting ready to go, and saw Steve and Dave putting their gaiters on, and I saw them attaching a little clip to the front of the boots, and I realised I had a clip at the back. So I've been wearing my gaiters back to front all this time. Well, I've only worn them a few times, but actually they still work fine. They'll do the job. But 2025 wasn't exactly a great year for me in wild camping. Only managed to get one camp in. Bit mad, but since it's the 4th of January, pretty confident 2026 is going to be a bit better. So it might be about halfway into the walk or so. Actually been surprisingly busy. I've seen quite a lot of other walkers. This is the busiest I've ever seen anywhere in the Cheviot. Could have been a good 10 groups of people that were passed. So it was probably about 2 degrees at the most, 1.5 degrees when we set off. And I'm not sure exactly how cold it's going to get, but I've taken a bit of a belt and braces approach to the sleep system. I've got the Rabicent 700, but I didn't think that was going to be warm enough because the comfort rating is -2. So I brought my Flames Creed quilt as well, basically 2 sleeping bags, and we'll see how that goes. I might need it though. Totally frozen solid. The elevation that we're going to be camping at is probably about 400 and nearly 440 meters, so high enough. But yeah, a bit of a trek, 5 miles. Measured the weight of the backpacks before we set off. So mine was about 15.3 kilograms or something, so quite heavy. But yeah, I just need quite a lot of winter gear. So Tom Talon's Craigs, we think is that one that we did in the summer. And then we've got the Newton Tors up here. Approaching Easter Tor. Got a lot windier. Very, very cold wind. Easter Tor up there. There you have it, first time setting it up in the wild. Don't know how much you can see because it is getting rather dark, but I don't think it's a bad attempt for the very first time setting it up in the wild. There's Steve in the yellow tent, Dave in the Durston X-Mid, and this is me in the Terra Nova. Show you around. Nice sky. Steve's tent, not even bothering with an inner tent there.
Nah, no need for an inner when you're a tough northerner.
Looks good, looks good.
Yeah, got my warm gear on, got my new mittens on.
Oh, what are they now?
They're like, well, mittens.
I thought you were going to say some fancy make, you know.
Oh, they are actually. They're like custom made by a company called Alpine Lightworks. Just a one-man band, does it all himself. That's where my hat's from. It just look like some sort of like Russian.
Are they the ones? Are they the ones from Slovenia?
Aye.
That's a hat I've got as well. Then.
Is it like the bloke? No, just like a one. Did you?
Aye. Janine had to send away and get a head measurement and all.
Oh yes.
Aye.
Oh, how did you find that?
I don't know. I think she saw that you tagged it. You tagged it in a post or something.
Yeah, that's great news. She should tell him who recommended it.
Ah, yeah.
Aye. So I've got my kettle on anyway.
Right. Got to get mine on. Getting the coffee on first. Yeah. You right, Dave? How's it going over here?
Alright, yeah.
Getting your cook system set out.
I've got a coffee making now. I'm just because I've lost one of them.
Oh, right. I'm going to have to get mine on the go now.
You certainly couldn't
sit outside cooking in this, could you?
Not really.
Can you remember that time we did it in the Chegates and it was only about October, July, and it was absolutely freezing.
Only brought 2 little beers with me tonight. Sierra Nevada one. It's quite nice. Alright, so we're gonna test out this this field meal. Hopefully I've had enough water in it and had it stirred well enough so there's no crunchy bits in it. It's absolutely freezing, really cold. The water, everything's freezing, even in the pot. All the water bottles. Beer hasn't started to freeze yet, which is good. Oh. Just had this down my jacket for about 10 minutes or so. It's kind of hard to know sometimes how much water to put in them. I think it's a bit stodgy. I've got a feeling I might not have put enough water in. Right, let's try this. That's quite nice. I've probably just made it a little bit on the dry side, could have added a bit more, but it's perfectly edible and the taste is good. And I think these green ones rather than the orange one have more calories in them. The odd crunchy bit, of course. Got me beer in my shoe. Juice Shack. God, that's cold. Need to put me gloves on. So, I'm generally warm enough, but the bit that's not so warm is my feet. I've got really thick wool socks on, but still not quite enough. So I've had to get into the sleeping bag. I'm pretty warm everywhere else, but it's mainly my feet that are suffering. Anyway, I'm gonna crack on and eat this. I've even got a little tiramisu for afterwards. Cheers. I've got some wipes which are really handy for cleaning cooking stuff and all, but even these are freezing. They're going solid. Barely get them out. Stuck together and frozen. Just need to clean my spoon from dinner. Oh. So the coffee in the morning doesn't end up tasting of pulled pork. So when I went out, I took a few photos, tried to get a few night sky shots. But even 5 minutes out there and it was absolutely freezing. My hands were painful, so I had to spend a while just in the sleeping bag trying to get warm again. So last I checked, it was about 5.5 degrees outside. I'm just gonna check on this what it's like inside the tent, see if it's any different. Yeah, so it's only minus 1.9, so about minus 2 degrees in here, but about minus 5.5 out there. So there is a bit of a difference. I've just opened up some air vents, so I've got one there. There's one at the bottom, and there's one at the top. So I can open them even wider as well, but at the minute I'll just go with that and see if that manages the condensation. Okay, so far there isn't any inside the inner. A bit windy, as you can hear. Eating all my food. Actually, I even forgot earlier, I had a vegetable samosa, so I've had that not long ago, as well as the field meal. Haven't had the tiramisu yet, but yep, just gonna give that a go now. It's about 9 o'clock. It's just a case of trying to stay warm, so I'm listening to some podcasts, been talking to some people on the phone as well, so just chilling out. Oh, that's good. Tastes better when it's nice and cold. May as well eat it. I mean, I'm only going to be carrying it home. Morning. So that was a pretty chilly one. I only needed one sleeping bag last night, but I think I was pushing it pretty close to the limit. So although I had the Flames Creed quilt with me, I never unpacked it in the end. But it was, yeah, as I said, pretty much on the limit of what was comfortable. Actually, at one point in the tent, I think it even got down to about -4. So yeah, it was pretty chilly. Gonna have to get up, start doing a coffee, have some squash croissants. At least the jam isn't frozen, but all the water is. It's like slush. Lots of ice in it. So yeah, I've already got water in the little pot out there. So that'll be solid frozen, and I'll have to just boil it, and it'll take a while. Not a bad night's sleep. Woke up once about 4ish, but actually slept a good bit of it. I forgot my pillow, a little Sea to Summit blow up pillow, so in the end I just had to use like a balaclava and a dry bag and stuff it with loads of things. It worked alright. Actually, I never mentioned the sleep system that I used. So I've got the Big Agnes pad. I was going to take the Thermarest X-Therm mat, but because it's warmer, has the higher R value. In the end, it didn't, because I tested them at home first, because I haven't had them out in 6 months, so I just need to make sure there was no punctures. And I lay down on the Thermarest, and immediately my arms fell off either side. They were on the ground because it's only the regular width. And I remembered why I don't like using it. So this Big Agnes pad is the wide version, so that was much more comfortable. Still reasonable R value, but I've got a closed cell mat underneath it as well, which adds a bit more. And then we're just in the Rabascent 700 sleeping bag, but I did sleep in merino wool base layers and a down jacket and down trousers, so that was just about enough. A couple of degrees less, I think I would have needed the extra quilt. So yeah, that's the coldest camp we've done for me. And now I have to get up into the cold and get that water boiling. So it's just after 7 o'clock. Still pretty dark. Just got a coffee and a croissant with some jam. So finish this and have to start getting packed up soon. So towards the coast, those hills have a wee bit of snow on them over there, but none around us here. So I've got all my gear packed away in the bag, but the tent is the last thing to drop now. First night in the Terra Nova laser compact all season. Did a good job. There wasn't too much condensation inside overnight. It was fine really. So I did use the vents, which was definitely worthwhile doing. Right, I'll get this tent dropped down. Okay, so that's us all packed up from the top of Easter Tor again, but this time in the winter, so that was a different experience. So as we've said before, very cold but just about manageable. So what did you think, guys?
Oh, brilliant.
I've enjoyed it, yes.
Really good,
Yeah.
aye.
So I've got a few views around us. I'll just come back here and nice sky. Still got the moon up. Just about 8:30 in the morning. But as you can see, this was camp. Steve and Dave's tent. My tent was just about here where they're standing. So no trace left at all, as always. So hope you've enjoyed it. All right, guys. Cheerio.
Right.
From us.
Cheers.
Cheers.
There's a Yevering bell over there. Have to try that for a camp sometime. I think Steve and Dave have already done it.
I mean, that's knee deep, that, if you went in, wouldn't it be?
Definitely snow falling just ahead of us there, and it's lying on the hills in the distance, so we've just missed it. So a little bit of a shame. I was kind of hoping for a bit of snow just for the crack, but still been a good camp, mainly to kind of test the limits of some of the gear and the new tent and stuff like that. Couldn't get out an awful lot last night around camp, but still good to test out the limits of all the gear. So from us, from Easter Tor along the St.Cuhtberts Way, till the next time, see you later.